up against some of the best players that have ever played Gaelic football, playing together. The composure, the experience, the touch, whether by hand or foot, is just exceptional. And when some of these Kerry players go, I don't care what sort of production line, they will find it very difficult to replace a lot.
So Colin is agreeing with me. That's the bottom line.
Let's get the thoughts of the Kerry manager tomorrow.
Jack, congratulations, you're through to another All-Ireland final. Your thoughts on the Kerry performance today?
I suppose we mixed the good with the bad, Claire. I thought early on we were very wasteful with the ball. They played the sweeper back in front of our full forward line. I suppose it caused us problems early on because we turned over a lot of ball and went in there, and most of the difficulty we had came from that. The Mayo counter-attacked well, and kept the ball well, and that was a problem. But midway through the first half, I thought we wised up a bit to that, and we kept the ball better and minded it better. I think once we did that, we looked in control for the most part.
Yeah, I suppose for that period in the second half, your experience really did shine through, and you did very well at just holding on to the ball. Yeah, well,
I suppose Gooch is critical in that regard, because he never wastes the ball, and he came out into the mix there and he sprayed the ball around, and that was important. But we got good contributions from most of our players right throughout the game, and it was a tough battle. I have to say now that Mayo tackled ferociously, and there were a lot of heavy hits in that game, and that's great for us going into an All-Ireland final, because the two teams left in it, Donegal and Dublin, aren't exactly shrinking violets, and they will tackle very, very hard. So today was a good simulator for that. Did
you feel you needed a contest?
Well, we did. We thought we did, because we've had one game in the last 7 or 8 weeks, and we needed a tough match. Questions needed to be asked of us, and I thought for the most part we answered them.
And you can be an interested spectator next week.
We'll see. We might take a ramble up, all right. We feel again we'll have to improve, because the Dublin performance and the Donegal performance, I don't think we'd live with that. But we have a month to prepare, and it's great feeling going back down to Kerry, to be honest with you, having a month to prepare for an All-Ireland final. With the evenings drawing in, and great support down in Kerry. There was a big Kerry crowd here today, and they really got behind the team. So it's a great month to look forward to.
Okay, Jack, congratulations. Back to Michael.
All right, Claire, we're going to take a short break here on the programme. Stay with us for more reaction to this afternoon's. This year's All-Ireland football final on September the 18th, where they will face either Dublin or Donegal. Now let's hear from Kerry's Paul Galvin, and he's with Claire.
Paul, you looked sharp and eager when you came off the bench. Did you enjoy that?
I did. I enjoyed it. I needed it because it's been a long year, I suppose. When you feel that you're not contributing a whole lot on the field, it's important that when you do get in there that you make an impact, and I was certainly, well, I had to. That's your job when you're going in, be it a starting player or a sub. You're in there to do something, and I felt I contributed my bit today,
Well, you needed it, and I suppose Kerry needed a good contest too, didn't they? Yeah,
we really did. We were delighted, really. We were delighted with how it's turned out, because up to this we probably weren't really put to the pin of our collars to this point of the year, which is very, very dangerous, because the other side of the draw has been very, very competitive, and that really stands to you. I remember in 2005 a similar scenario whereby we kind of really coasted to a final and got caught for intensity on the day against Tyrone. So we're delighted. Mayo were really, really good. They tested us out in lots of different ways, particularly physically. They hit us harder now than we've been hitting a while, and but that's good for us,
And they had a few opportunities in front of goal.
They had a bit too many now than we would like to be conceding, really. So that's fine. That's something to work on for us. But certainly, they did open us up at times. But then we kind of expected them to, because I've been impressed certainly with a few of their forwards. Andy Moran's had a great year, and young O'Connor, Killian O'Connor has been really impressive this year. So it was no great surprise to us, really.
Okay, well done today, Paul. Thanks for talking to us.
Thanks.
Yeah, Paul Galvin there. Paul scored a point, 2 points I think in that second half. One of them set up by the Gooch, and the Gooch just helped to open up this gap column in the second half.
Yeah, well, he was like Quicksilver there, and he has dancing feet, and of course when he's moving, everybody else is looking for the ball, and he nearly always does the right thing. Now he's magnificent in the air, like a soaring catch the first half, and here we have, it looks very easy, all these things that he does mark of genius about him. And Galvin comes on. Galvin, of course, gets the crowd going both for Kerry and the opposition. And the opposition players seem to feel that they have full licence to hit him as much as they want to. And the ref, let them away with it a little bit today, even though the refereeing quality has been a lot better in the last few games. We must pay compliments
to
them.
He's just a perfect footballer, isn't he? Like, he's really
Jimmy McGee was watching this match with us here. Do you remember his famous commentary, the Diego Maradona goal, different class, when Gooch got this goal?
We've had a few competitive games this year and have done well and showed great character to come through them. We saw today, though, how far we still have to go. A Kerry team, and a lot of people were saying they're old and they mightn't have the appetite, but you just saw the appetite there today. And they're real champions, and they'll be very difficult for whoever they play in the final.
I suppose it was very hard last year being knocked out in the quarter final, and I suppose sitting down all Ireland final day, and your chair at home, watching TV, and you're not there. I suppose it's a big difference from the last couple of years when we were there, and I suppose when we came back in January, our one aim was to get to an All-Ireland final, and I suppose we talked about that before the game today. That's what we wanted from the start of the year, and we worked hard. And I suppose the last 2.5 weeks there, after the Limerick game, we worked very hard in training, and we left all the work out there today and get in the field.
Kerry have shown they've won All Irelands, they've lost All Irelands, but the year they've come back, the next year they came back, they've always been better. And if Mayo if this senior team wants to improve, and we want to build as a county, we need to do similar.
Kevin, it's interesting there, listening to the Mayo guys, they're suggesting there is still a gulf between Mayo and Kerry.
Well, there absolutely is a gulf, and the scoreline today, 11-point spread in the end, would show the gulf. I don't think too many would have predicted that margin of victory, but I think the vast majority would have predicted a Kerry win. And the summary by the Mayo management and indeed Andy Moore is a very realistic one. They're in year one of the new management, of the project, if you like. And the key for them is to win another Connacht Championship next year and come back and build on it. They're up against a team that's been on the go since 04, 05. Fabulous experience and fabulous footballers. And where we thought Kerry would win the game in the forward line is exactly how it panned out. Not quite the margin we thought, but
we'll look at that later on.
Yeah.
How good were Kerry in your book, Jason?
They were very good. They were excellent. I suppose they probably didn't think it at the time, but I suppose the defeat to Down last year, I suppose we can only dream what it's like to play in 8 All-Irelands in 10 years. Yeah. But I'm sure last year was the first kind of couple of big games they haven't been played in. I'm sure when they came back training, there was no lack of motivation, and they're sitting pretty where they wanted to be at the start of the year.
Consider himself extremely lucky that he wasn't red-carded. The next one we're going to see, there's another Mayo player involved on the Hogan side, where Keith Higgins drives a knee into Darren O'Sullivan. He had to be taken off injured later on. And that's, you can't be at that. They're red card offences. And it's not, I would say, not a Mayo style that certainly Mayo followers would want to be looking at. Donald Vaughan is blocked, and there's another argument that perhaps we can have. He was blocked by young Maher, his run, and he reacted by fisting him. Yeah. Now, absolutely can't do it. You can't take the law into your own hand. But this blocking that's going on is remaining unpunished by referees. They were on top of it a few years ago, and now they're not bothering with it. When you're checked, it's really, really frustrating, yeah?
You're still playing, Jason, yeah?
Yeah, it was something I remember referees kind of clamped down on a couple of years ago, and straight away, if someone went for the give and go and was blocked in any way, the free was given, and it seems to kind of gone away. And now you have guys kind of making their own kind of rules out there, which you don't like to see.
Well, it's part of the modern day football. Coaches, you look at take the likes of Darren O'Sullivan, who's very good at taking the ball at the full forward. Yeah. What you have to do is stop him before he starts. That's part of this, isn't it? I mean, it's up to strong referees in that situation, but you can't take the law into your own hand.
Can I make one more point, Des? Just a very quick one. The introduction of Paul Galvin, and the sense that there's an edginess to him. But can I make a small defence for Paul Galvin in terms of when he's been introduced in these games? He's not a punch bag for opposition players, and I strongly feel referees are judging him on his reputation, that they're not giving him the sort of protection. Now, he's well able to look after himself, I accept that, but some of the attention he's getting is unfair, and it's outside the rules of the game. Like, every player deserves to be treated fairly when it comes to the attention of the opposition.
Yeah, it's interesting about Galvin, just make a couple of points about what he adds to Kerry. I mean, today they were struggling to get him on the field. He picks up the breaking ball in the middle of the field. Gooch is a better player when he's on the field because he gives them quality ball, and he's better at defending. He does help the defence when they need that, and he's able to score. So he adds a lot to it. Now, will he start in the All-Ireland final or not? That's a big question. Would Jack O'Connor preferred to leave him on the bench and take him in when the game is settled down or not.
He'll want to start him if at all possible, I
well,
think.
It'll be a big my favourite tweet from all our listeners today was when Paul Galvin came on. A tweet came in, Paul Galvin comes on despite the fact that 14 other fellas are wearing exactly the same outfit. So anyway, let's move on to our nominees for Man of the Match. Kevin, the 3 nominees.
Well, we've talked about Colm Cooper, who again was splendid today.
Yeah.
In the Mayo side, I thought Gerard Cafferty put in a marvellous effort on Kieran Dunny and really can be very proud of his performance at 3. And young O'Leary in the corner for Kerry, Jason was looking at it very closely, was very impressed with him as well. Kieran O'Leary put in a really good show today.
OK, and then our winner, Martin.
Yeah, well, I mean, there was only one winner today. The difference
it was unusually
But I have to say, you know, since Matt Connor played Gaelic football, the best footballer I've ever seen playing Gaelic football was Peter Canniman. And what he had was vision, as well as, you know, 2 good feet and everything else. And he knew the right time to do things. Like today, we saw Cooper taking the goal. That was finishing the game. Great players are able to do that.
So he is our man of the match.
He's definitely our man of the match.
Brilliant.
And now, you were a forward as well. I mean, Jason has spoken about his ability to make space and find space.
Yeah, it's his vision as well. And see here, going up to catch a ball. I mean, this is, lad, there's no doubt about it. It's natural talent. He had a ball in his hand from the time he was able to walk. It's plain to be seen that he's two great feet. We see
a lot of good footballing brothers, I think, who dragged him up.
Take him. See that there? And I mean, he kicked that free over the bar. Brian Sheehan had gone off at that stage. He just, as captain of the team, his point with his right foot the first half was a very important score, and the goal made the difference. You know, people thought up till today, Des, that maybe the captaincy was putting a bit of pressure on him. He loves Croke Park and he loves performing in Croke Park. No doubt about it. You know, he showed that class today when they needed it, especially in the first half. I mean, he's able to score right foot, left foot, and his vision is what makes a player different. And I've always said, when you look at players like Canniman himself, he passes the ball and nobody on the ground knows until it goes there, and then you realise what a player. He had the vision ahead of anybody else, and that's what makes him a great player.
Okay. Well, let's hear from him then. After the match, Colm Cooper spoke with Claire McNamara.
Mairead Cremin from SuperValu is here to present Colm with his Man of the Match award.
Congratulations to SuperValu. Best of luck. Thank you very much.
Colm, a huge contribution from you today, including your first goal of the summer.
Yeah, it took a while to come, but delighted it came today. You know, it came at a stage where Mayo were just after scoring one themselves, so it came at the right time, and thankfully we got over the line.
And of course, Kerry back in an All-Ireland final.
Yeah, that's what we were looking to achieve today coming up. You know, we knew Mayo were going to come with a tough battle, and in fairness, anytime we sneaked away from them, they came back at us and had a few shots off the post and things that on another day could have been so different. But we're delighted to get back to another All-Ireland, and we'll be looking forward to a month's time. Huge
eagerness, I imagine, to make up for the disappointments of last year as well.
Yeah, last year was a disappointing year for Kerry. You know, we've a big expectation, and we're looking to get to the final every year. And last year was disappointing, but we've wiped that slate clean, and we're looking forward to the 2011 championship. And thankfully, we're in a final now. But I suppose the real work starts now.
All right, well done to Colm. Now a short break.